All right. Welcome, everybody, to more Silversong. Bookkeeping. First things first. This is going to be a slightly shorter stream. Just because I have some things going on in my life that have made things more busy. So I need an extra hour of sleep. And so I have humbly asked the players if they are okay with making this a 2-hour session, and they have said that they are. So we're going to make this one slightly shorter. So apologies for that, but I have a little bit of busyness in my life coming up and in the past that I need to sort of catch up on. Yeah, I need some extra calcium for the old bones. But yeah, so slightly shorter session, but we'll get into things. I'm not gonna hard cut it off at 2 hours if we're in the middle of something, but we'll just play it by ear. Other bookkeeping. Maybe we'll do that at the end. All right! Exclamation mark Silversong. So, previously on Silversong, for the uninitiated, for those who are perhaps a bit newer to this campaign, the party is pursuing a mystical lyre said to have healing properties in hopes that it will cure the mysterious affliction that is affecting the benefactor of their orphanage that all 4 of the party members stem from. The mysterious affliction is called Silver Vein and appears to be quite severe. And so that search has led them to kind of follow in the footsteps of some researchers who were also looking into the location of the lyre, which led them to an old dragonborn monastery, where they eventually found one of the researchers. The other ones had been killed, but one of them still remained, an apprentice researcher named Pavlova, the party mascot. Mascot character. And so with a bit of her advice and the advice of the ghost of one of the other researchers, they managed to piece together that the lyre may be tied to some old dragonborn lore. It's connected in some way, as the dragons appeared to be hunting for something that mentioned briefly in their notes about a healing melody. And so, after examining the Dragonborn Monastery, they found part of an old keystone, which was sort of locking away what they were looking for, somewhere to the west of the monastery. Now, in search of the other half of the keystone, they were led to travel west with Pavlova to find someone who may know more about it, which led them to the large city of Glory Bell, which is where they currently are. So after talking with an old archaeomancer that Pavlova knew, they learned that the other half was in the possession of somebody who was affluent, quite rich, and that another person had also been looking for it, a dragonborn named Rolla. So they managed to talk with Rolla a little bit, who had been casing some of the richer areas, and they managed to kind of pin it down to a few, perhaps, of the manors that it may be located within, as Rolla was staking them out. So after asking around a little bit more, learning a bit more about Silvervein, a little bit more about dragons as well, they have now kind of come to the point where they might need to plan on getting inside one of those manors. And so where we left off, the party had just visited the Songbird Theater, owned by one of the other rich nobles in town. And we're planning on just paying a visit to try to see the manors for themselves. I'm not sure if they had any more plans in mind, but they were planning on taking a peek at some of the exteriors of the manors to try to get a better idea of what they were dealing with so that they can plan accordingly. So they were headed now to the Bainbridge Estate, one of the manors in the southern side of the city. And they had just, oh yeah, good point, Jimmy. They had just taken a little baked goods break, in which Ruva shared a little bit more about her life prior to the orphanage. But you can go back and watch that on your own time. So, getting back into it. The four of you, with Pavlova accompanying close behind, were making your way through a more affluent neighborhood. The southwestern side of town seems to be a lot nicer than some of the other areas, certainly nicer than Glaston and a bit nicer than Dunhollow as well. And so as you leave the stately looking theater behind you, travel past several other rather nice looking houses. Eventually intending to make your way to the Bainbridge Estate. Let's pull up the map so that we can get that over and done with. Let's see if we're still in the blurry zone today, shall we?
All good.
All right. So, making your way south from the Songbird Amphitheater, you travel down a cobblestone road, passing by carts and horses as you loop sort of around slightly east towards the location of the Bainbridge Estate. And you see these wrought iron fences blocking your path from heading towards a very large manor as you approach. Where's Bainbridge? Here we are. Oh, you guys weren't copied. Cool. All right, well, that's what I forgot to do. Damn it. I just had an epiphany of something I forgot to do. Now, this is the part where, as a DM, you just sort of cross your fingers that it won't come up and nobody will notice. If all of a sudden I'm just like, let's take a 2-minute break, then you know that it came up. All right, let's find our Pavlova.
Missing our cat. Where's our cat?
Our cat.
Oh my.
Cat.
All right. So with Pavlova in tow now, you make your way along the cobblestone road, along this wrought iron fence, and you can see through gaps in the fence, though there are sharp spikes at the top. This rather large building, decorated with rose bushes out front and trees clearly planted in sort of patterns and bushes leading along a dirt path. Several guards loiter the yard as well. And a little bit later down the road, ahead of you, you can see a gate that would lead inside the estate. And 2 guards stand out front, just sort of standing at attention and staring off towards the building in front of them.
Hey, Tibbs.
Yeah.
The family you grew up with, they're pretty rich, right?
As far as I knew, yeah.
Do you know any of the other people?
No. I didn't really leave the house. Kind of spend most of my time out there.
Yeah, it is kind of out of the way.
And anytime I would see my father, he would be visiting us.
Would they know about you?
They could. I doubt it. I mean, my mother my biological mother worked for the Godfreys, so I don't think so.
Okay.
Still, I'm not gonna give myself up too much.
Right. Makes sense.
That makes sense.
As
Yeah.
you continue your way along the cobblestone road, the guards kind of notice you walking by, and you just see them kind of casually watch you. They're not particularly suspicious or anything like that. They just sort of watch you as you make your way along the road. One of them gives you a little nod, Ruva, as you pass by.
Ruva gives him the biggest smile.
Time of day is it? Does anybody remember?
Late afternoon, right?
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
As you kind of give him a smile, he just goes, "Afternoon."
Good afternoon.
Something you needed?
Ruva kind of looks up for a second, like thinking, you know what? I think so. She's gonna go over to God. What's the plan here?
Here? I don't know if we have a plan here. Wait, Gail, do we have a plan here? Do we have a plan here?
Which estate is this?
Bainbridge.
right?
This is the Bainbridge one.
I mean, I was curious about it, but it wasn't the prime.
Aren't we supposed to go to the Sullivan Estate?
That's
We're
what I
checking
thought.
out Bainbridge because it's the only B.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make sense to check it out now when we have so little information, right?
We were
I
just
think-
doing it on the way through.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
was the discussion last time.
On the
Let's
way
stroll on by.
through to where?
To the Sullivan?
But I thought we just passed the Sullivans to get here.
No.
No, Sullivan's more east.
Oh,
Yeah, if you keep walking on this road, that according to your map, that'll get you there.
okay. Ruva kind of like laughs. I am so confused. This city.
Yeah, well, if you're lost, I can help you find something. What you looking for?
Oh,
This estate, actually.
Sorry, what'd you say?
This estate, actually, is what's the word, Chipper?
Sullivan?
The proprietor,
Bainbridge.
the host, the
You're looking for Lord Bainbridge?
The head of the house.
there you go. Yes, to both of you. Is he in? We had a question for him.
All right. Well, it doesn't just see anyone who wanders down the street. What's your question?
It was a bit personal. It's from the head of the Sullivan household. She had sent us to come speak to them.
Head of the Sullivan house. That'd be Lord Francis Sullivan. Who's she?
His mother.
She's got business with Lord Bainbridge. I'm confused. What's the question?
I'm afraid it's a bit touchy, and she actually wanted us to speak to him if it's all right. I promise you, if you want to be there, that's fine. But she asked that we at least portray this question to her in person. first.
Yeah, all right. Well, I can see if he's interested, but I won't guarantee anything.
That's good enough.
He makes his way over to the gate, and you see him just kind of knock one of his gauntlets against the gate and make a loud clanging noise, and then he just gives out a whistle. And after a short amount of time, one of the other guards approaches, and then he just kind of, in a quiet voice, he's not whispering, but just sort of relatively quieter than speaking voice, just says, folk out here say they've got business with Lord Bainbridge, something about Lady Sullivan. Yeah, that Lady Sullivan from the north, all the way up there. I'm not sure what she want with Lord Bainbridge, but suppose you should let him know. And then this guard just kind of marches off, and you see him disappear between the twin wooden doors that enter the estate. And then the guard turns back towards you all and goes, well, suppose you can wait here, I guess. Shouldn't be but a few minutes.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
How's he gonna turn to Pavel and say, "Hey, Pav, do you know this guy at all?"
Well, I've seen, I think, one of his groups traveling through town, you know, tons of guards and servants and stuff. At a distance, though. And, well, I know the name, of course. Lord Benicio Bainbridge.
Bainbridge, okay.
But other than
Is he
that,
like a
I don't
decent
know.
enough guy, or
Hard to say. I don't really have much personal experience.
gotcha?
Folk in Glorybell seem to, I suppose, look well upon the nobles. Their businesses keep the city quite wealthy. But again, I don't know him personally, so I can't really say much about his demeanor or personality.
Gotcha. That helps a lot. It looks like Gil's going with the wind a little bit, so we're gonna have to play along a bit.
Yes, I suppose we will. After a brief moment, the guard marches back out through the door. And through the twin doors after him, he is accompanied by another man. Ooh, big man. A giant somehow walks through those two tiny doors. And the two kind of make their way back towards the gate. And you are now faced by, through the wrought iron gate, a rather slick-looking man. He stands rather tall, at about over 6 feet, with a black goatee and slicked back long black hair. He wears a long white coat. Oh, that's actually kind of a pixely picture, huh? A long white coat and rather fine vest underneath it. And he walks with a cane in one hand. Yeah, I suppose, Chibi, you could describe his hair as rather oily.
Wait,
Yeah, go ahead, you talk.
I was gonna ask if if there was a way to like learn anything by just kind of looking at him very closely, like kind of sizing him up type thing.
You can make a I suppose investigation check, or alternatively an insight check, whichever one you think fits your own. I guess which one you think you have a better score in. Probably.
I'll try this.
What'd you get? What was that? 16?
16.
16 insight? All right. Then I'll make it fit insight. As he walks out, he's got sort of one eyebrow kind of slightly raised over the other. And as he kind of stops next to this guard here, he kind of taps his cane against the gate a little bit impatiently. And his eyes scan you as he sort of furrows his brow. He looks like he doesn't have a lot of patience for people who waste his time. And as he stops and raps his cane against the gate, making a loud clanging noise, he goes, "All right, yes. What do you need?"
Hello, how are you? Sorry, we don't want to waste too much of your time. We were sent here by Miss Sindra Sullivan, all the way up from the Great North, past the Deep Green Domain, and we were
Yes, so I've heard. What did she want from me?
not necessarily anything from you. We were more just looking to touch base with everybody here, and also recognize potential allies in our quest.
Touch base, allies, quests? I'm afraid I don't have a clue as to what you're talking about.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to give away the basis of our goal here.
He raps his cane against the gate again. How utterly convenient for you. Is there something you need from me?
Are you a businessman?
Of course.
Are you familiar with Silver Vein?
One can't live in Glorybell and not be familiar with it.
Great. So can you give me your perception on what the value would be if you had a cure for said ailment?
Well, value, suppose hard to say. Medicinal cures tend to sell quite well, as long as they actually work. If you try to sell folk snake oil, then you'll soon find that initial sales are decent, but they drop off quite quickly. You will need something that has reliable long-term results. You could make a decent amount of monetary gain. It does appear to be afflicting some of the lower class, I suppose.
I see. Well, part of what we're here to do is try and find a way to solve this issue. And we were informed that you are a great resource to have here, whether it be through information or just through reach, because you're so well known in the city.
You wish to make a resource out of me. I'm afraid that's not exactly my type of business.
More like a partnership. See if you assist us
Well,
with
you see,
resources and information, and I do apologize for interrupting. And we are
Continue.
able to provide you with a great opportunity.
great opportunity. You're proposing, judging on your earlier words, that you can cure Silvervein.
We are currently working on it, yes. I'm afraid we don't have concrete proof of it at the moment.
Well, then that does put you in quite a position to be bargaining, doesn't it?
What my companions are trying to say is we have a lead, a very trustworthy lead on a cure for Silvervein. However, it will not be easy to procure or come by, and the names of two families with sway would be very valuable in achieving the procurement of said item.
I see, and I'm to take your word that this is a trustworthy lead.
Well, Ruba kind of just kind of like cocks her head to the side and like, well, I mean, that and the name of the Sullivans. Do you not
Yes, what about the Sullivan?
trust? Do you not trust that name?
I
And
trust
the way
Frances
that-
Sullivan, but I do not know Lady Sullivan. You said you were there on her behalf, yes?
Yeah.
Well, I trust Lord Francis, but I don't know Lady Sindra at all.
Would you be willing, if we got Francis to vouch for his mother. Would that put you at ease?
You got Francis to vouch for his mother? Well, I suppose. And if hell freezes over, then you can come back and talk to me again, yes.
Rula just smiles.
I suppose if you get Francis to vouch on behalf of his mother, then yes, of course, then we'll talk. Now then, was there anything else you needed from me?
Afraid not. We won't take any more of your time.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And
Thank
he
you.
swiftly turns on his heel with a flourish of his long coat and walks back towards the manor, disappearing between the twin doors.
I believe from now on we should go into everywhere with a plan because we just tried to make allies with the guy we were going to interrogate.
Well, I was hoping that he would.
I wasn't planning on dropping the entire Silvervein thing at all.
I know, but I was hoping that if we brought something up, maybe he would somehow like hint or something about potentially having something involving it already.
Unfortunately, I feel like he has no fucking clue, and he probably isn't into it at all.
Well, the only thing that I wanted to know was if he recognized us, and he didn't seem to.
I think we can cross that guy off our list.
Well, I mean, he said he was a businessman.
Are you looking forward to selling the cure once we get it?
No, I'm saying that because he is a businessman, he's not to be trusted.
I mean, maybe, but the things I wouldn't trust him on for being a businessman probably I wouldn't equate to the Silvervein thing. I'd say in terms of knowing about that or possibly being the one trying to stop it, probably not involved, or at least not enough. Unless you
Hey,
guys got something different, that's just what I got.
Hey, I was just doing what you guys were telling us to do.
Yeah,
I'll be
no,
honest.
we did.
I'll be honest. I panicked a little bit.
I mean, it's fine. We got what we wanted in the end. Although he's probably a little sketch, but
I'm very sketchy.
I think we'll find more leads with other people.
Most likely. So next is the Sullivan. Sorry.
Sullivan's. And yes, let's go into a plan. So what's our plan here?
I'll bring in the map while you guys talk.
I don't know why I thought Jack was the one that lives here and not Francis.
I made note of that last session because I thought it was funny. Jack was one of the overseas ones. Francis was the one that was in Glorybell. So yeah, the Sullivan Estate is just down the road. You can kind of see it from where you're standing right now. Another large fence and several buildings located within, and planted trees in patterns. But you guys can discuss before you go there. She had Sindra Sullivan had several kids. I mentioned that some of them were sort of overseas doing business, but that one of them was located in Glorybell. Francis was the one in Glorybell. It was a very long time ago.
I had Jake written down.
Jack was one of the other Sullivans that was overseas doing business.
I don't know why I put Jake.
That's really funny.
Jake from Safe Farm.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys can plan before you arrive there. You can walk kind of slowly down the cobblestone road if you want before I bring you right there.
What's the idea here, guys?
All right. So we're pretty confident that he doesn't like his mother, right? Especially after
I don't.
Silk Boy, Stinky Boy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure what we understood was none of them want their mother to necessarily live, because there's probably something like inheritance involved.
Right.
But I don't know if any of them necessarily hate her, but stopping the cure for Silver Vein, and as far as we know, Silver Vein is deadly, at least mostly deadly. Um, then yeah, you could say that there's a good tie-in and a possible motive on wanting to stop it.
Maybe we could act like she tried to hire us, and we thought it was absolutely ludicrous, and maybe he'll reveal something like, "Oh yes, she told us kids about it." Blah 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 blah.
If we want to go the deception route, I say we introduce ourselves as being hired from Syndra, and we are here to investigate, gauge how they react to that. If we think that they are against it, we lie and say that we're skeptical ourselves going the same route that you're going, but leaving us the room that if they're positive towards it, we didn't just out ourselves as
Um,
straight liars.
okay, so what I'm hearing is you guys just want to go in there and then tell them what we're doing for their mom. Um,
No,
I
we're using
think,
that to get in as an in, because that's
oh,
really the only
okay.
one we have.
Well, I thought we were just going to go there and say we have a message from the mother and then say that she's very sick and in her uh in her sickness she's realized that she has like let other things get in the way of the family and she wants to make amends and go that route.
I feel like that's sort of the same route I just said, but more
Except
risky.
one says this is what we're doing and here's all the information that we have, and
We're not giving
the
any
other one is
information.
just a lie.
Well, if we go in and use the fact we're on this mission from her as an in, that's not really giving a lot. I mean, it's giving the like general idea, but like I said, we can still spin it. So if they're against it, we can try to ally with them in terms of, not
Okay,
getting kicked out.
you guys seem to have a better grasp of this than me, so I will let you guys lead.
What do you think, Ash?
Well, we're
You
trying to
okay?
get on the same page here.
If our friend Francis is anything like Benicio, he's only going to really want to listen if he has anything to gain. Right now, the only thing that we know he has to gain from is with his mother's downfall, so that would go hand in hand with taking care of us while we're there. Which, having the line set like that, I don't mind that too much. We'll
So
burn that bridge when we get to it.
what's the plan?
Well,
What's the general outline we're following here for
all I'm
conversation?
all I'm saying is that if we say that he can make amends, and then potentially because he's still on the continent, he might be the sole inheritor if he gets. Wouldn't that be him getting something?
Yeah, I think what I was saying is the only thing I wouldn't like about that um is we don't really know Syndra enough. Like he could just not believe that. I think we could definitely keep that in our pocket. Maybe keep that for if the other thing doesn't work. I don't know.
Okay, it's just that I feel like it definitely won't work after the other thing, but it might work before the other.
If we drop that I mean, we could do that. You would have to lead that though, because you'd have a better understanding. So we're going with the.
Because then if he doesn't believe us, all we can say is, okay, look, we have a two like stage mission. One is to get you to get along with your mother and stuff, and the other is to try and potentially help her find a cure for Silver Vein, because that's what she's dying from.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Although I just realized, River that just kind of like, kind of laughs to herself. Since we already know they want her to die, they definitely wouldn't want to help us after that part. Or
well,
they
that's
would
why I
definitely try
kept
to
the
help
point
us
in
there.
where, we could say that we don't necessarily want to help her or something along those lines to get with them if they seem to be against it.
Okay, well,
I mean, this is all
that
just.
makes sense. Just
Well, the thing is, this is all just to get into the estate and like start it. So, say we do get on their good side, even just a little bit, where do we go from there? Or are we only here to judge whether they are possibly with or against this?
Any information we can find regarding the other piece comes first.
So if they are with finding the cure, we go into that. And if they are against it, then we figured out what we need. And we have a possible we know that they could possibly be involved with the group that's hunting us.
Right.
let's just talk to Rolla first and see what he's found out, and then.
Well, he hasn't found out anything. I believe he said he was
He has
gonna.
been back here since last night, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
gonna come back tonight to look. So I think going in now would help him too, because if we do rustle something up here and they start to move more frantically, he would notice that. And he's
Okay.
also a good judge of how many people are coming in and out.
That does make sense. So, River just puts actual struggles to put her hand on Tibbs' shoulder and says, "Okay, I believe in you. Go do this."
Why am I doing it? Aren't we all doing it?
Oh, I'll go in, but I honestly, at this point, I'm just very confused.
You are saying your thing. The whole thing with the Sullivan that you were going to try to do first. And judging based off that is where we will go with what I was
Oh,
saying.
okay, all right. Got it. Okay, yeah.
And Kaj and Gail, feel free to do whatever you need to figure stuff out. I'm not the best at this.
For the sake of things not escalating faster than they have to, I think I'm gonna stay pretty quiet here. Pavlova,
Yeah.
this is potentially a pretty dangerous situation we're walking into. If you wanted to go back to the inn and wait there for us, that totally understand.
Well, I had a couple thoughts if you want to hear them.
Sure.
Gladly.
I was just thinking, what if we split into two groups, then we could potentially try both plans if he didn't know that we were associated with each other.
Like 2 and 2.
Yeah, something like that.
I think we would have to not go to the same place within the same couple days, maybe.
Yeah, I just mean if we all walk up, then the guards and anyone we talk to will see all of our faces and know that we're all associated with each other. Um,
That's not.
if we split up, then they might not know. I don't know how much they know about us, though.
Um, yeah, that does make sense. But I guess I can kind of get around that if necessary.
I think we could use Ruva's power to great benefit here.
Mhm.
If she were to go in alone, then we have no ties. They can't tie anything to us.
She could also change her appearance.
She
Yeah,
don't have to go in alone. I could always wild shape as well.
You
What
could
if
like go in as a pet.
His eyes light up.
Oh
If-
dear.
If you, I mean, I guess so.
I usually only do that back home, but I'd have
Well-
an hour.
You wouldn't be really able to talk though, right?
It's
You
just
can
for
talk.
protection.
What if
I mean, we could, yeah.
what if you're the guy that died that was a part of the group up in the monastery when you saw his face on? What if you went as him and if they gave a reaction, great. If they didn't, then you could act like you were a part of the plan that you were discussing before.
Well, one, how dare you? I pitched this plan yesterday, and well, not even yesterday, earlier this morning, and everyone was very adamant in not doing that.
I thought it might be
Uh,
okay.
I don't think any. I don't. I thought I said
think
it
it's
was
fine.
good.
Yeah, same.
I think we just
were
forgot.
you were very unresponsive at the time, Sims.
Well,
Remember?
I was also kind of wrapped up in the whole situation of that you can change your fucking
No,
whole
not
person.
that one. I was talking about when we were talking to Rolla this morning. They gave everyone like 5 plans, and
Yeah,
you
but
all said they were terrible.
to be fair, you dropped 5 plans on us. Like, that's hard to process.
As far as I'm concerned, I only said that fighting was the worst plan. I don't remember the other ones.
Well,
I
no,
definitely wasn't listening to all your plans.
you
Yeah, I didn't
honestly,
remember.
Tibbs, you said you weren't going to do any of this at all.
I said yeah, I didn't want to be seen doing this
Okay,
because if my like,
okay,
especially what
all right,
Kaj
all
has
right.
brought up, if
We're
there's some reason
wasting
they
time.
recognize me,
It doesn't matter. Never mind. Okay, so first you guys go in to do a thing, and then Kaj and I go in.
no, you two are going in now, disguised.
Just uh, okay, we're very visibly angry. You can't just go into a place with absolutely no way of knowing the layout for something like this that's dangerous. If we went in as orphans or something the first time, that's not as dangerous as going in blind as a potential enemy.
Right.
We
When we
just
go back in disguised, then we'll have one up on them.
I thought we just agreed on splitting the group.
Yeah, we use it. Well, Ruva and I
Right.
are the ones that benefit because we can go in without having to be in this form.
I mean, that's pretty solid. I guess we can go as a group, and then she can just go in again with a different face, and then it's not as dangerous because she'll know and
The
have
layout
some
of
basic idea.
stuff.
Sure,
Right.
Please.
that
Thank
seems
you.
alright.
Well, we're going against what we just agreed on too, because we
But
said we were
no,
going to split the group to keep it safe. And
No,
It is still kind of split.
yeah,
Ruva and I are not going to be the same as we
Well-
are this time.
it's a bit of a weird split, but
yeah.
well, the thing,
How
no.
about-
The thing I'm saying is, if we were to go in all now and then split up and come back later, we would have to do it at like a significantly different time because two people coming in asking about a general same thing would be
But we're
pretty
not.
suspicious.
that's fair. I mean, we could always
That's
come back
no,
in like a
I'm
couple
just telling,
hours.
but that's what Pavlova said. Because if we were to split the group, we wouldn't be able to go in very close to each other because it would be suspicious. So if we were going to go in all now and go in later eventually, no matter who goes in, it would be a couple days from now at least. But if we all want to go in now, we can do that.
Well, there's no reason for us not to all go in. Except for Pavlov.
The only reason I'm saying anything to that is because I thought we were gonna split up so we would be different faces. So if we all go in now, then the only people that can go in later would be you and Kaj, who can look different, which is fine. It's just that's just a little bit of a change of plan.
Hey, then who do you want to not go?
We can all go. It's just me and Gail wouldn't be able to go later.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
I significantly
Yeah.
think you guys are overthinking it.
Avalon and heaven.
It's
We're not the
And
ones
hell.
overthinking it. It's
we,
go.
Pavlov would just agreed with me too about this, but it's simple. It's just fine. It's just a little bit of change of plan.
How is this a change of plan?
No, I think we should just agree with him as a change of plan slightly and just go on with it and go with the change of plan.
Okay.
Alright, let's go.
The topic of conversation is no different. How we go about it is the thing that changed.
You are
That's all I'm
totally
saying.
right.
Uh,
I agree with you, Tibbs. Let's get going.
I.
So we're all going in now. Yes. Say yes or no. We are all going in now. Yes or no.
Isn't that the
Correct.
plan?
Yes,
Then
Ruba.
I
yes.
was already walking down the road.
Yeah, Bruno's walking. Like,
All right. So everybody is going.
Yes.
yeah.
Pav, you sure you're still good to go?
Oh, yeah, Pat, please don't. Please don't go.
You want me to hold back?
Yes, please.
All right. I can stay right here. I'll just loiter near one of the buildings, I suppose.
Okay, no, never mind. Come with us.
Oh, all right. Okay. I'll tag along.
It'll be fun.
All right. One sec.
One sec. Suspicious.
Suspicious. All right.
And before seeing map inverted.
Remember that thing
Not
you
that
talked
lazy.
about,
I'm
chat?
a little lazy. I can't deny that. But listen, there's a lot of maps I have to make. But this is a different one. All right. So as you make your way down the road, down the cobblestone road towards the other manor, you see a sort of similar tall wrought iron fence that blocks your path into the manor that lies beyond it. You can see sort of a smaller building, not nearly as nice as the actual manor itself out front. Perhaps some sort of servants' quarters. A lot closer to you, near the fence. But further down the road, you can see similar guards standing out front. But in between them, you can see a rather young man arguing with somebody who's standing kind of beyond the gate. You're a little bit far to kind of hear what they're saying, but you can kind of judge from their body language that the young man on your side of the gate is looking rather frustrated.
Gail, Kaj.
Hmm?
Change of plans. I'm not going.
Do you recognize this kid?
That's Edward.
Who? This one?
What's that way?
This one?
What?
Who the hell is Edward? Scissorhands from the stories?
I'm not going. You
Oh,
3 or 4, go. I will meet you at the tavern.
would you rather just hide in the alleyway for us?
I will make my way somewhere to not be seen. If I am seen, our whole plan is out the window.
All right, sure.
What is
I'm gonna duck in
happening?
an alleyway, like immediately north. Like
What is happening?
Yeah. There's buildings on the other side. They're just kind of nicer houses and stuff, but there are little kind of alleys that lead between them to get to other roads that you could duck down. Pavlov
Now
just kind of.
Now this is a change of plans right here.
Is it? Yeah, we're missing a huge person.
So as you make your way a little closer down the road towards the gate that leads into the estate, you can hear the rather frustrated-looking young man say, "God's damn it! He promised me a meeting today." And then, from your perspective now, you can see who stands on the other side. A man wearing rather proper-looking servant's garb. He wears a rather elegant suit, and he stands tall and looks rather stately. And he just replies, "Yes, but Lord Sullivan is busy at the moment, so you will have to come back later." And the young man just kind of throws his arms up in frustration. "Yes, all right, but he's told me that twice already." And then just kind of gives a frustrated little wave at the, just kind of throws his hand at him and just walks, turning kind of towards you guys down the street. And just kind of brushes past you in a huff, as long as you don't try to stop him.
Oh, wait, excuse me.
Yeah.
I was gonna try and
Yes,
stop
you're
him.
talking to me.
Yeah, is the Sullivan Estate closed?
Well, closed in the manner that all the other noble estates are around here. You know, arranging meetings and all that.
Like you arranged a meeting.
Well, I tried to. Didn't exactly turn out how I wanted, though, as you can see. I'm not headed in.
Demand to be let in.
Yes, well... He just kind of trails off.
Why won't you? Can Ruba, like, inspect him very, very carefully?
Yeah, go ahead. You can do an investigation check if you want.
So many varies in that.
Very.
Peek into his soul.
Yeah, literally.
What'd you get?
15.
Okay. With a 15, you look the young man up and down. He bears rather significant-looking scars on his face. You can see one of them kind of on his shoulder as well. But in addition to that, he wears what you gather to be probably on the nicer side of vestments. He certainly doesn't look like a beggar off the street, but he doesn't sort of dress himself up to be incredibly pompous looking or vain. He just sort of has rather simple but nice clothing.
Okay. Ruba notes all of this.
Was there something that you needed then? I should be elsewhere.
Oh, no, thank you for the information. I'm Ruba, by the way. And Ruba smiles.
Nice to meet you. Edward Godfrey.
Oh, well, it's very nice to meet you, Edward.
You as well.
And,
I really must be going, though.
What's up?
And so, Tibbs, if you're kind of watching the alley, you'll see him walk by, but he does not see you.
Make a stealth check?
Well, you're down an alley. He's not looking.
I'm not.
Have like a branch of a tree in front of you.
I'll join. I'll like make my way around some of the buildings, try to join up if I see him leave.
He walks off.
Fucking hell.
Well, well, well. He decided to show up after all.
That was not something I expected.
So, now what plan are we doing?
So as you
The
take a look at
same
the
one.
manor, just before you get into anything, as you look at the manor now, the refined-looking butler has turned back towards the manor and is now making his way along the path.
Excuse me.
As you kind of take a step forward, one of the guards just kind of puts his hand out to stop you and says, "What's your business?"
Oh, Ruva reaches her hand out to shake his hand, pretending as if she doesn't know that he was trying to stop her,
Yeah.
but is also like fine.
Just kind of confusedly, he allows you to take his hand and just sort of slightly shakes. Just all
Hi,
right.
I'm Ruva. Could you please stop that man for me?
Well, he kind of turns and looks back at them, and then looks back towards you. Make an insight check as he turns back towards you. Make an insight check. Okay, you do not
Oof.
gather what the look on his face might mean.
Okay.
But he just sort of pauses and says, "Why? What do you need from the estate?"
We have to speak to Sir Francis. We
All
have
right,
news
but
from his mother.
the nobles don't just let anybody just walk in and meet with them. You'd have to arrange something.
Oh, I know. That's why I wanted to talk to him, so that he would be able to let us in.
Well, he's a busy man. If you give us a message, we can pass it along to him and see if he wants to
No.
arrange a time to meet with you.
No. Ruva smiles. I meant the man walking away.
The
That's
butler?
why. Yes, he'll get him to let us in. I just don't want the butler to have to walk back and forth. It's a lot of walking. Ruva just kind of looks a little sheepish.
He kind of hums and haws a little bit on the fence, and says, "Can you promise you got a good reason and you're not going to waste his time?"
Ruva looks very solemn. Well, Sir Francis's mother is dying, so it's grave news.
Make a persuasion check as well.
$19.
19. All right. You kind of see him do the same little glance back on the fence again, and then he goes, all right, Mr. Miles." And you see the old butler who was walking away just kind of pause and turn to face the gate again. And then you see him kind of resigned turn back and walk towards the gate. "Yes, what is it, another one?"
Hello, Mr. Miles, Ruva Curtis. I'm so sorry that we have to take up your time, and I know that this is very informal, but we have a message from Lady Sullivan for Sir Francis, and
All right, well, I suppose I can...
supposed to tell him directly.
Well,
How?
it's not particularly how Lord Francis does his work, but if you pass the message to me, it will go straight to him, I assure you.
Well, I would, because obviously you're very trustworthy, except Lady Sullivan specifically told us to tell him because it's, well, I'm sure you know, Ruva kind of like leans in, that things have been a little, tense between them, so it is a bit of,
Indeed, but I am Lord Sullivan's trusted retainer. If you do not pass the message to me, I'm afraid I cannot let you through. I'm not just going to let anyone who claims to be speaking with his mother through this gate.
Ruva nod. I understand completely.
Good, I'm glad that
And
you do.
we are willing to wait for any time for him to quickly just speak with us, I'm sure that once he hears what we have to say, he will understand.
Well, I surely hope that you are very certain that he will care what you have to tell him. Because if you drag him all the way out to this gate and then you waste his time, you will never be meeting with him again.
Ruva, again, nods solemnly. I don't think that, she kind of like glances at the guard. It would be good if we were to speak outside. I was hoping for a more private venue.
Indeed, I'm sure you were. But the guards here are paid quite well. They're not paid to talk about what occurs in these halls.
Oh, that's very good. Ruva smiles and however, she kind of like looks up and bites her lip as if she's thinking, those who are paid work for money, and potentially this may be slightly lucrative information.
I see. Well, I can bring the information, what little of it you've given me, to Lord Sullivan, and then we will let him decide if he wishes to meet with you. I will not make the decision for him.
Oh, of course, that makes perfect sense. I understand. And since it is very important, I'm sure he will understand. Well, hopefully, River smiles. And
I
thank
highly
you.
suggest you cross your fingers.
Well, since you seem to know everything that goes on here, I will. Thank you for the advice. River kind of smiles.
Now then, is there another time that you are available if he should wish to meet with you? How would I get that information to you?
Could you send word to the good graces?
Good graces in? Yes. How would you
Yes.
like me to send word? To the barkeep?
Yes, please.
Very well.
Thank you so much.
I shall do so then.
River curtsies again. And walks off.
All right. He turns back towards the manor.
Oh, and then River goes to this one. We shook hands, but I never got your name. I'm so sorry.
Frederick?
Wait, what?
Frederick, that's my name.
Frederick?
Yeah.
I'm Aruba, and it's very nice to meet you.
Listen, I don't really appreciate you implying that we could be put off.
Oh, well, see, it's not just technically money. See, Ruva has to lean in slightly conspiratorially once more.
Yeah.
This is family business, and I know that even though you're paid, you technically may work for the Sullivan family, and if any of the other siblings came, it might make it hard for you to pick which one is.
Listen, I ain't involved in no family business. I'm just part of the town watch, and when they send me down this shift, I thank my good graces that might be making a little bit of extra coin when you work for the nobles.
Oh, you're part of the town watch?
Yeah, of course. They got their own personal guard, but they like the nobles to be secure, and town watch likes to keep an eye on things, so guards out front in the gates work for the town watch.
Oh, I just recently met another amazing town watchman recently.
yeah,
His
who'd you
name
meet?
is, Alfred?
Oh, yeah, I know him. It's a nice bloke.
Yeah, Ruva gets very solemn again. Well, he's actually helping guard the city against more evils than everyone knows. And then she kind
Deception
of like
check.
nods knowingly.
Deception check.
Oh no.
Really? Alfie? You seemed a little bit
Yeah.
simple, but suppose there could be more to him.
Everyone has a lot of layers, you see. And you know how much of a blight the silver vein has been.
Yeah, I suppose it's a little bit nasty. Seen folk around the church.
Well, Frederick,
All the town guard a little bit skittish to do shifts in Dunhollow, what with the, sick around.
and that's very understandable. There's not much information that we know about. However, and Ruva's eyes are gonna kind of twinkle because you know Alfred. Well, can you keep a secret?
Yeah, I guess.
She kind of like moves a little closer. My group and I, we're currently working on finding a cure for silver vein.
Really, good luck with that. From what I've heard, the church ain't had much luck.
No, well, there's a way to get around it. It's not just, well, suddenly she makes it like seem as if she's like said too much. Um, I'm not supposed to. I've said too much. Don't, uh, don't mention it to anyone. It's kind of covert. She glances over at him as if she's like trying to make sure he hasn't heard anything. But if you ever see anything or hear anything that you think might be slightly out of your usual realm of watching, and you see one of my group and you should definitely let us know. I'm sure, I'm sure there might even be some gold in it if that's more your thing. However, I know someone who would work for the town guard and do such a noble job may just do it for keeping everyone safe. And then Ruva just kind of like nods and kind of like beams at him, like
Yeah,
she's
a
impressed.
little bit of gold wouldn't hurt, but you're not gonna mess around with the Sullivans, right? They pay us good gold. I don't want to jeopardize this position. I like this job.
Oh no, we actually work for Lady Sullivan. So
Ooh,
yeah,
really?
I know.
Lady Sullivan.
Yes, and you know how tense it can be. But
You're-
hopefully that will all be over soon. That's why we're gonna meet. Why we're gonna meet with Lord Francis.
all right. I see. I guess.
She's Ruva leans in again. She's looking to make amends because, well, she's getting old and she's realized that she's been left alone and has drifted away from all her children. And, well, she hasn't been able to get in touch with any of the others.
Just kind of nods along. Listen, like I said, family business, it's none of my business. As long as you lot don't get me fired, I'm happy.
Oh, I have no intention of getting you fired, Ruva said.
Alright, well,
And
that's a relief.
thank you for your discretion.
Of course.
Um,
Like I
it's
said,
very
none of
nice
my
to meet you.
business. What's that?
It's very nice to meet you, Frederick.
Nice to meet you all as well.
So, guys, what's the plan?
Honestly, after all that, I say we fuck off and just go to the forest.
I thought he was coming right back.
No, he's not.
What is stupid?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing went right there.
That is true. Well, I wouldn't say nothing.
Great, I want to go drink now.
Well, nothing went as planned.
Well, Rivet kind of like looks to the side. "Mm, Kind of. That wasn't. I mean, it went better than I thought, honestly. Should we go to the forest?
I have no idea. I'm kind of done with politics.
Wow. Why are we going to the forest?
Um,
I don't know. There's some fucking lead there, right?
yeah.
When we heard about the story of the
Let's walk a bit. Rivet just kind of wants to get away from
Yeah, of
the
course. I kind of
house.
assumed that you distanced yourselves a little bit. I know
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Map's a little
fucking walking.
claustrophobic.
I'm just standing there.
We should head back to the inn. Maybe towards the Jester to just get a little info dump.
right, you guys just sleep in there anyways, right?
Well, we can sleep there.
I was gonna there.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm probably going to stay near Good Graces just in case.
I have what is our plan now? I have no idea what we're doing.
We still have to talk to Rola.
Drunken Jester for now, yeah. Or
Yes. I think we
Okay.
go there.
All right, well, I'm going to the Good Graces. Unless, Pav, do you want to go there?
Well, I'm okay with going wherever. You lot tell me where you want me. Thanks for the 9 months, Zeke, by the way.
How about we just take a quick stop into Drunken Jester, and then we'll go from there. We'll make it a free moving plan, like the wind.
right.
Okay, then
If the
I'm
letter
going
gets
to
to the
the...
good graces, then it's not like it's going anywhere, right?
True, okay, then I'm going to the Good Graces.
You could
Or
just
you're going
wait.
there.
We could just go after.
Well, the reason is because if he does send word, it will go there. So we need someone there.
Well,
Think it's gonna
it'll
send
always
it
be
that
there
quick?
then,
For
right?
the
Yeah.
What?
It'll always be there. You said it's gonna go to the bartender,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
it's not going anywhere once it gets
Right. I think you're just overthinking.
No, I think
You're gonna say I'm gonna overthink?
No,
Me?
I think
The
perhaps
airhead?
one of us may know more about this kind of thing than the other.
Well, I feel insulted. Fine.
I tried not to be insulting. But
Well, I
okay.
wasn't there when the main conversation with Rolla happened, so I can only talk about the plan we had.
No, I said okay. Wait, which way's the drunken jester again?
It's just down the road.
East.
Just keep going this way? Okay.
Yeah, just
Yep.
you're right here, moving kind of this direction as you talk, away from the Sullivan Estate and prying ears. So yeah, it's just down the road in Glaston, if you want to go there. Everybody going there or splitting up?
I'm going there. I don't really know where else to go.
Agreed. I think we should all go.
We're going there.
All right, sounds good. Let me grab Pavlova. The cat may go too. All right. Okay. All good. Glaston. So you make your way back down the road off towards Glaston, sort of a little more rougher area in town. That makes for kind of a stark contrast from the estate that you were just walking next to.
Do we even know if he's gonna be here right now? I mean, he could be out, right?
I mean, he did say to meet him in the afternoon. So,
Great.
happy to
Then
do.
we can stop and it'll be super quick. And we can go to the good graces just like you wanted.
We could just wait where his gate's not a big deal.
It is the afternoon, so makes sense.
Oh, is there a window over here?
Ooh, big. Why so big?
On.
Oh my god!
Attack on Titan!
Hang on there, Kosh. Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
It's terrifying.
I don't know why they're so big today. Our resolution is to get them. Whew. All right, you're big too. And so are you. And so are you. All right, they're all big. Big lads.
Is this guy from Kiss?
Yep, you got it. You've solved my puzzle. All right, so as you... Sorry, Pavlov was with you too. As you make your way along the dirt roads of Glaston, out in front of you, Kaj and Gale, as you're kind of up ahead, Gale trying to peek in through one of the windows, you see several kids, probably no older than 13, 14, all kind of pop out from alleys and behind buildings, all facing you. And as they kind of walk out from behind these corners here, you see some of them pull rusty-looking daggers out of their belts. And one of them speaks and says, "All right, you, turn out your pockets. I don't want to have to stab you, but I will. Turn out your pockets right now."
There's no way.
Little one.
Oh, are we
Taj is
supposed
gonna
to?
pull out a griff and like toss it up in the air to the kid.
To which kid? To this kid?
To the kid right in front of him. Yeah.
The kid just lets it fall onto the ground, does not catch it, and goes, "I don't want your stinking single griff. Turn out your pockets." And just sort of menacingly waves the dagger at you.
I hate to break it to you, but you're robbing other orphans.
All right. Kaj is going to conjure a flame blade in his hand.
You can make an intimidation check if you want. If anybody wants to join in, I'll give him advantage.
Can I assist by
Yeah.
summoning? I'd like to also summon my blade.
Very well. Yeah,
Riddle's-
the two of
Riddle's got
you,
both
the two of you will
daggers
give
in.
advantage. Yeah, with the two blades and the other two being menacing as well. Everybody but Pavlova, who is just sort of hiding behind YouTuber.
Yeah.
But Gil and Kaj, the two of you summon your mystical looking blades. So yeah, make that an intimidation check. 19. As the two of you just summon ethereal blades from nowhere, the girl just sort of stumbles back and she drops her dagger and then kind of scrambles to try and pick it up. What the bloody hell's... and she just sort of stutters for a little bit. Look, maybe not turn out your pockets. And she kind of tucks the dagger away. Listen, we're poor orphans, not gold coin to our name. Would you be so generous as to consider a donation? She puts on her best smile.
Kaj's gonna put away his
she's pressed her hands together in sort of like a begging motion.
You mean like the coin that my friend already gave you?
Yes, of course.
You just let fall on the ground.
Very generous, but there are a lot of us. This won't manage food, and well, and she kind of trails off as if she was about to say something else, and then drops it.
Hold on.
Kaj is gonna put away his flame blade, and he's gonna walk up, grab the griff he tossed off the floor, pull out 6 more, and then hand them to her.
I wouldn't do that. Gosh.
Is someone making you do this, little one?
No, nobody's making us do this. We need gold.
We know what that's like.
If you don't mind me asking, do you need it just to survive, or do you need it for protection, or for something specific?
Well, food don't hurt, but she kind of trails off a little bit, hums and haws a little bit. But the fact that you guys kind of put your weapons away makes her kind of a little less wary. And she kind of actually looks past the lot of you towards this kid here and says, well, his mother's sick too, and gold helps.
Can I insight check?
Yeah, good. There's all of you here. I'll give you advantage on it.
Sure.
Because any of you will be able to suss out whether or not she's lying. 18. She looks genuine. You kind of startled the hardened demeanor she was trying to put on right out of her, and she looks genuine now.
Hold on a second. Gail.
What did I do?
I remember you saying something earlier. It's one of the first things. You know when I rushed out of the church, and then you said something to the effect of, gotta find somebody. You talk to some lady. Aren't you supposed to find someone?
What does that have to do with anything? Is it a shot? What? No, it's a what?
So random.
Gale.
Am I missing something?
Sorry, I just remembered because, well, they said that
Wait,
his mother was sick.
Is that Robert? That was Robert, right?
I don't know. You didn't say his name.
No, not you. I'm rustling the wind.
Okay.
I forgot her name. I'll be honest.
Oh, you were looking for her husband.
That's what I thought too.
Did they
No,
have
I
a
guess
kid?
I don't think she actually prefaced. Wait, she might have. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure she wanted her husband.
I'm
They might have
more
had a
interested
kid
in-
though.
She did not. She did not say husband. She just said her Robert.
To my role. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
It is Robert. Are you Robert?
Yeah, that's my name. How did you know that?
Yeah. Come with me.
What?
You're gonna go meet. You're gonna go meet your mother right now. Come on.
You just like grab the kid by the arm and just start
let's go.
dragging.
Let's go.
What? Where are we going?
To your mother, dum dum.
The others kind of are a little bit on guard again. Where's he taking Robert?
Dude. Oh my god.
I'm gonna pat the girl's head. We're not gonna hurt him. Don't worry. We
Stay here.
we happened to meet his mother earlier, apparently.
I'm gonna poke this kid in the shoulder. Excuse me? Do you have a problem?
No problem. No problem.
Great.
We want to
As
know
I
where
said,
you're taking our friend. That's all.
great. I've said it twice. I will say it one more time, and that's about it.
All right.
I am taking him to his mother. Okay? Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Let's go.
Don't do this again. Most people aren't going to be as nice as us, and we're scary. Why did you think that you would get away with that? Look at this guy. He's gonna point at Tibbs.
Hi.
They do kind of look you over. We only saw the first two when we jumped out. What have we considered if we saw all you? Yeah, once we kind of jumped out, it was a little bit too late to take it back.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do need the goal.
You're lucky Pavlova didn't get her hands on you guys. She would have been terrifying.
She's ruthless.
Me? What? What's that?
Yeah, Rubens is like, by the way, this is how you hold a dagger. Well, and if you want to be menacing, Rubens is gonna try to show her a couple menacing moves.
Okay.
So just do it that way, and it should be more helpful.
Also, get like a bigger kid to be your
Guys,
enforcer.
We're not encouraging these kids to rob people in the street.
I'm just saying if they're going to.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
Hopefully,
Might as well-
if they're going to, they remember the time they came across two glowing swords in the alleyway.
I mean, like, if they're gonna do it, they might as well do it right. That's really all I'm saying.
There's no right way to do it, Tibbs.
Well, yeah, good.
it's
mean,
actually
the money.
strange. This is coming from the man who, well, I say man, but who didn't
Sorry.
want to, who's always mad that we're breaking in or something. And now
Well,
you're coaching kids.
I'm not mad you're breaking in. I just don't do it.
I'm just confused as to your moral compass.
They're kids. They're probably gonna do it anyway.
Did you do it? I didn't do anything like this.
Huh?
Were you robbing people in the street as a kid, Tibbs?
No, why would I do that? I had money.
I mean, not everyone has a good child.
Well, not
but-
personally, but I spent all my days in the forest.
Can I look over the kids really quick? Are any of them injured or anything?
They're sort of, I would describe them as roughed up a little bit. They got kind of scratches and bruises, but nothing significant. They got kind of dirt and torn clothes, and they carry sort of makeshift weapons. The girl who first approached you had like a rusty dagger, but one of the other ones has like an old plank with a nail driven through it. They just kind of have makeshift weapons, not really anything very professional looking.
I'm gonna take the plank from the kid, throw it on the floor in the street, and then set it on fire.
What if we need that?
You don't need that. Come here, let me look at you. I'm gonna
I have a
check the
few
room.
spare javelins.
I've got,
Tibbs.
like a dagger or something.
What?
No.
I don't have any daggers. I got rid of them.
Yeah, you spend some time looking over them, Kaj. They got kind of cuts. Nothing significant enough to be concerned, but some of the wounds do kind of have dirt in them, so you could spend some time cleaning them out with some water if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm
And,
spending some
and a
time cleaning
cloth.
up a bit.
Have you guys robbed anybody else successfully?
Oh, you're referring to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple folk.
Are you lying?
No, We used to try and catch people in groups of one or two. That's when they usually just turn over their coin.
Gotta do it to the rich folk. They got the most.
That's not a good idea. If you start messing with the rich folk, then you never know what's going to happen.
No, it was good location-wise that you were near a tavern, because drunk people probably make easier targets. But yeah,
Probably go a better
See,
tavern.
around here, yeah, I
She
was
kind
gonna
of she
say
kind of puffs out her chest a little bit proudly when you say it was a good idea, and she says, "Yeah, it's my idea."
it's
I
best
mean,
way.
unfortunately, you kind of chose the poor people
The
tavern.
poor one, yeah, you have to go to a place that
Yeah, but she
You
kinda
don't want to do it
pauses.
to the one in the middle of the city either, because it's like directly in the middle. You know, there's
Yes,
gonna be more
St. Willow's is
guards.
busy, and there's always guards around. And well, kind of folk that go to St. Willow's, whether they're like, adventurer types, a little bit more menacing than
scarier,
just, commoners.
Look,
Hmm.
I'm not saying you should do it, but if you do, then do it right.
Are we
Yeah, I
waiting
get
for Gale to come back?
He's going like across the city.
Yeah, he is going a little bit distant, so you could go elsewhere if you want to. I was gonna cut over to him in a sec, but you don't have to stay here and wait for him if you don't want to.
I mean, we could just head into the tavern and wait.
Sure.
No offense, I don't really. I want to be. That's rude. I'm not gonna say that.
What's your name, kid?
Referring to this one,
Mm-hmm.
I'm Nell.
Well, I'm Ruva. Nice to meet you. How old are you?
12.
Wow.
Why are you my height? You should be smaller than this.
Yeah, you guys are all very small.
Okay, I don't need that from you, Tibbs.
Doesn't help with the intimidation thing. I mean, Ruva has something else going for her, but like you 3, 4. Yeah.
Can't really help that though, can we?
Ruva's
No,
gonna
but I
take
mean,
out
there's other ways to make money while you're poor.
the rest of her honey bread that she had packed up. This is all I have for food right now, but here you go.
Really? Thank you. She
But,
takes it and starts to actually break it apart into several pieces.
It's pretty
we
fresh.
gotta be friends now.
Yeah, don't worry. We're not gonna mess with you again.
Ruva just smiles. Yay! Okay. I'm going to the tavern.
Starts
I
handing
mean,
out pieces of bread to the others.
if you guys like split up and like did beggar stuff instead, not saying it's much better, but you're not trying to like hurt people anymore, and you can do it in the rich people places. So
Well, we do that too, but when Robert's mom got sick, then we needed more gold. It just wasn't cutting it.
I mean, maybe, but I don't really think y'all are cut out for the Robin thing.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I'm like twice your height.
Yeah, listen.
Some Pavlova rip people's throats out.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah,
Did
she's
somebody
pretty
say my
feisty.
name?
Huh?
Did somebody say my name?
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, she's a fucking killer. Like,
Really?
we went to like a whole different island that had these like zombies on them. She murdered them all with her bare hands. 1v5.
Zombies like undead. You've seen undead.
It was fucking crazy.
Sounds like it.
Language, man, come on.
They're orphans. What?
We don't give a
We're
fuck about
orphans.
language.
Yeah, they're like run your fucking buckets, mate. Like,
Child.
the best influence here.
Yeah. I like how Tibbs is like, yeah, we're all orphans. Yeah, orphan life. While he spent
One
his
of
night with
these
his
is
dad.
not like the other.
All right. So you spend some time patching up the rest of their injuries. Let's cut over to the church. So
do you
Gail,
think you were
Lady's
doing?
not dead, man.
What do you think you were
See?
doing coming to your mother like that? What the hell?
so Gail, you drag Robert off to the church up the hill, and he just kind of tries to keep pace with you as you quickly make your way there, complaining slightly as you pull at his arm. And you make your way up to the table where the mother still lies. And she's sort of in the middle of a coughing fit as the head of this church, Catherine Stone, just sort of pats her forehead with a damp cloth. And she turns towards you as you approach Gail and says, "Oh, yes, I believe you've been here before. Was there something you needed?" And just kind of glances slightly past you to see you dragging Robert. "Oh, hello, little one."
Yeah, not quite. This little one is actually her son, and she wanted to see him.
Yes, I see. Well, I suppose you can speak with her. I'm afraid she's in grave shape at the moment. But if you are able to get words out of her, I'm sure she would love to speak with her son. I'll
Agreed.
leave you to it.
Thank you.
She leaves the washcloth on her forehead and then gives you a little bit of privacy.
I shove him forward.
Push him forward. Uh, Mom, can you hear me? And she just kind of looks around, still similarly to how she did when you were talking to her, Gail. Robert, is that you, Robert? And she kind of weakly tries to lift one of her hands. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, it's me. You wanted to speak with me. Yes, I was not feeling well. I wanted to see my boy. You're always out with those friends of yours. And he just kind of looks down, looking rather sullen, and he goes, "I know, Mom, but I was trying to get extra gold. I thought if we got more gold that we could try more herbs, and then maybe that would help you." And she just kind of reaches out and, still not really looking at him, not really able to see him, just sort of places one of her hands kind of along his arm and then finds his shoulder. Yes, I know, Robert. I appreciate that you want to help, but I don't want you putting yourself in danger solely on my behalf. He still just kind of looks down. You can see kind of tears welling up in his eyes. But Mom, I wanna help. And then she just kind of continues to pat his shoulder and says, "Yes, Robert, but these fine folk at the church here, they're doing their best. I need you to trust them. Don't do anything dangerous. I don't want to lose you, too, after we lost your father." And he just kind of looks down and nods through his tears.
I wanted to come over, put my hand on either his other shoulder or like his head or something, squat down a little bit and say, "Look, I want to be honest with the both of you. I have an acquaintance of mine who means quite a bit to my family, and they are also in search of a cure. Look, child, I know that you are sad and you just want to help your mother, I understand wanting to help your family no matter what. But I think the best thing you can do is spend time with your mother and be there for her. Let her know that you're safe and spend all the time you can.
He sniffles and nods.
I want to make a promise. I don't know how well I can keep it, but I can certainly try. I know it's awkward for a promise, but we are trying to find a cure, and as long as it does in fact work, and we can save your mother, I promise she'll be the first.
He sniffs again and nods and says, "Yeah, thank you for helping." And then kind of tries to dry some of his tears and look a little bit stronger. And then kind of rifles around in his pockets and he pulls out a small little stone. And he hands it to you, Gil. And he says, "Here, give it to my friends down in Glaston. They know that this is mine. So tell them that I said that they should help you guys any way they can."
All right, understood.
It's a little rock with just a carved face on it. It's just sort of a child's toy.
Oh, is it a happy face?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. All right, that's not a problem. But while I have you here, you haven't by chance have heard anything strange going around the city, or maybe like some secret group or people looking for anything or something like that? I don't know. Some strange conversations in the Drunken Jester?
He sniffs again and kind of thinks for a moment. Well, when we were down looking for folk to... He pauses, looks at his mother, and looks back at you and goes, "Well, you know, I saw people, shady-looking folk going in and out of the Drunken Jester. I don't really know what they were doing, but it's not the kind of, you know, upstanding folk you might see at good graces."
Right.
So
Did you by any chance hear any conversations from them?
well, we were sort of trying to, you know, stay away from them.
Right.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is, Drunken Jester, it's not just a tavern, I guess. If shady people are going in and out like that, perhaps they were meeting there.
Was it only at night?
Usually sort of later in the day. There's a couple regulars that we would see from time to time. But again, we didn't go inside. Owner would have thrown us out. So we just sort of saw them walk in. I don't know what they were doing in there.
That's perfectly fine.
There was a fellow with a hood. Maybe two fellows with a hood. And then there was this lady. She looked a little bit sketchy. She kind of, well, was wearing kind of nice clothing. She was smoking something. Had like greyish hair, silvery. And then there was a Dragonborn fella too. Saw him going in.
I'm sorry, what? Like he was with the same group? Or
No. He just was going in from time to time. Saw him walking in and out sometimes. But he wasn't with them. Some of them do ring a bell, yeah. Gail, when you were last in the Drunken Jester, you saw people who resembled those descriptions.
All of them? Or just like...
Yeah,
I remember the hooded one vaguely.
Yeah, you saw several people with hoods, and you did see a woman in the corner who was smoking with silvery hair.
Alright, that's very good to know. Look, stay safe, keep your mother safe the best you can, and stay with her, alright?
Yeah, I'm going to stay here a little bit, but tell my friends what I said, and they'll help you. I know we're kind of rough looking, but they're good. They're good people.
Absolutely. Here, take this. I'll give him another gold. It's all I have, but here, just in case you need something extra, alright?
Thank
Don't
you.
forget to eat. You're growing.
Thank you.
All right. I best be off.
He nods.
I am sprinting back.
Just full sprint as soon as
Yeah,
You
didn't,
you just see some blue kid running through the streets.
It didn't take all that long. You dragged him quickly over there, and Glaston is relatively close to the church. And then you sprint back. So I'll say you get there as you get back to the group as Kaj is kind of finishing up, helping out the street gang with their injuries
Nice.
as they're sort of chewing away on pieces of bread that they were given.
I got information. Woo! That
How'd that go?
was a good run. I sit on the ground. Boop. Oh, here. I'll toss a rock to this kid.
He
Robert
just
said
kind
to
of
give this to you.
slightly startled catches it and turns it over in his hand. This is Robert's.
Yeah, that's correct. He said for me to give that to you and for you all to help us the best you can with whatever we may need. Within reason, of course.
He takes a serious face and just kind of nods as if he understands exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, well, if he gave it to you, then yeah, we'll help. Just tell us what to do.
Perfect. All right, well, since they're in with us, do you mind if I just tell them some of the information of what we were discussing? I'll look to Kosh, Tibber, and Ruva.
Ruva's gone.
Oh, okay. Well, minus Ruva.
Whatever doesn't put them in danger.
Probably won't. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, kids. Robert was telling me about you guys looking around doing your thing and noticing some shady people come around this area. One having a hood, a woman with a pipe she smoked with silver in her hair, and a dragonborn coming through into the tavern, which seemed kind of odd. Is that correct?
The girl Nell, who seems to be sort of at least maybe a year older than the others, and kind of their de facto leader, walks over to you, Gil, and just kind of nods and says, "Yeah, we saw people like that."
Good. Did you know anything else by chance? Robert didn't have anything, but did any of you hear anything else or see if they went anywhere specific or shady or something?
Well, the Dragonborn fella, we saw him. Well, he sort of left at all different times, depending on the day, but it seemed like he must have been staying here. And he went to and fro. We saw him go over towards. She just kind of points west. Over towards the estates down there, some of the days, but sometimes we saw him go more towards, I guess it'd be St. Willow's. We didn't really follow him though, so I can't tell you much more about what he was doing.
And the other two?
Well, at first we thought they were all just sort of unrelated, just regulars at the tavern. The hooded folk and the lady with the silver hair, smoking lady. At first we thought that they didn't know each other, but then one of the days we saw the lady and one of the hooded fellows walking together, and then that same hooded fellow and the other hooded fellow walking together. So I don't know if they're all tied together, but they seem to know each other at least a little bit, not just regulars at a tavern, but perhaps know each other outside of the tavern too.
Do you know how long you've seen them? Like, has it been weeks? Has it been months? Just days? Do you know?
Well, relatively frequently. Again, not every single night, but for the last, probably at least the last month, we've seen him coming to and fro. Again, we not paying incredible amount of attention. We kind of just stayed away from him. Did see She just kind of pauses and thinks for a moment. That one night. Layla saw it. Seen the dog better than us. And she just kind of motions over for the young elven girl to come over. Layla, the silver-haired lady you saw that one night, what'd you say she saw again? And they kind of, the young elven girl steps up and says, yeah, well, I saw a silver-haired lady. She was leaving the tavern late at night. We were ducking down an alley, looking for people to... Trails off. You know. And I saw her, she met with some other guy. Just hadn't seen him before. She passed something off to him. I didn't see what it was, but they just sort of walked up to each other. She handed him something, and then they both walked in opposite directions.
You don't by chance remember what he looks like, do you?
The bloke, no, it was kind of facing away from me.
Did he look fancy? Like,
Not
did
really,
it-
no.
Mm,
A little run down.
Did you maybe see where they went?
Mm,
Or where were they meeting, better yet?
well, just outside the drunken jester. She sort of just kind of ducked off to the side of the road, looked around, made sure no one was there. I kind of hunkered down so that she wouldn't see me. And then that bloke walked up. She handed her whatever she handed to him, and then he headed off, I don't know, maybe sort of slightly northwest, sort of towards St. Willis. I don't really know where he went, though. I didn't follow him.
Was it perhaps like this alley or like over here?
She just kind of walks a little bit, urging you to follow her so she can point. And then she just points here and says, they sort of just tucked off the side of the tavern, out of sight, and did the handoff, and then just... She walked off north, and she just kind of points down along this street, and he walked off over that way. And she points off down that direction. Like I said, different directions. I really don't know what they were doing, but it's what I saw.
Oh, that's quite alright. That's actually a lot of information for us. Well, that's what he told me, and so I think this is actually a great place to be. Caution Timber, at least for the night, maybe. Sounds like a pretty solid resource, at least into the group we're trying to look for.
Oh, to like stay the night over here?
Perhaps. I mean, we do conveniently have rooms.
Yeah, I am gonna be over at the church to go help them out and find somewhere to sleep over there.
I think that'll be alright. Doesn't need to be anything serious. Maybe just like scope out and see if there's something going on, and then relay information the next day.
Nell speaks up. Well, if you guys want us to do something, we can watch a spot in the city for you if you want overnight. We used to stay up late anyway. You now have a network of street gang children that you can send throughout the city if you want them to watch locations for you.
What are we, Varys from Game of Thrones?
Yes, you now have little birds.
Wait, I'm not a eunuch.
I'm gonna look around. Do any of the other ones have wooden weapons too?
Yeah, they just kind of have like blunted clubs. One of them's got like an old shovel.
Alright, anybody that has wooden weapons, I'm just burning it on the floor.
So I think a good place would be the other tavern. Just I realize that you don't necessarily belong there, from appearance's sake, but if you go there, that might be a solid option.
Yeah, most folk just sort of walk right by us, so we can kind of blend in anyway.
That's good. Also, by the estates, preferably by Bainbridge or Sullivan, like somewhere around there, and so you can just see if those figures go over there. They're in interest of ours.
Yeah, all right. We can split into two groups. That's about as thin as we can spread our members.
I think
if
that'd
you
be
want us to
perfect.
still adequately watch. But yeah, we can watch 2 places. So you want us to watch Sullivan Estate, and where else?
Probably the tavern. Just
Good
to hit
Graces,
2
or
spots.
here?
Good graces. We'll take care of here.
Yeah, all right. We can watch Good Graces.
Do you think that's smart, Kajun Tipper, or should they just watch the estate since we also have Ruva who's adamant about good graces?
More eyes couldn't hurt, as long as I stay safe.
So they should also watch the tavern? Good graces?
Yeah.
Alright, then yes.
All right. So Good Graces and the Sullivan Estate then.
Correct.
Perfect. Yeah, all right. We'll watch those places then. Where do you want us to meet you if we have something to report? Around here?
Sure.
If it's
I'll
at night while we're here, I'll be at the church. Otherwise, we should be here, right? Yeah.
All right.
correct. I'll definitely be here. And I'll just kinda come out every now and again just to get some fresh air, and if I see you all, perfect. If not, I can see you sometime. I'll make sure and take visits from time to time outside.
Yeah, all right. She gives you like a little salute. Yes, boss. We'll be right on it.
Great.
And they
Ah.
hustle off to go find spots to hide.
I guess I'm a boss now.
All right. So the street gang of children walks off and leaves the 4 of you now alone in Glaston. Where are you guys headed? Drunken Jester?
Yep.
All right. I think we're going to end the session here since I said 2 hours. And we'll get to the Drunken Jester next time.
Huzzah.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Let's get over there. Okay, so bookkeeping first. Is there anything that interferes with next week?
Nope.
Should be good.
Negative.
Okay, I don't
Should be
believe there's
fine.
anything for me either, so should be all good. We will say next session will be 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll do a full session again that time. Apologies again for having to cut it short. It just it's easier for me right now.
No
But,
worries.
thank
Get
you
your rest.
for understanding. All right, that's good. Bookkeeping for the rest of the week. I think we'll probably have a Whispers, though I haven't confirmed with them yet, which I will do so soon. If anything changes, we'll operate on the assumption that there probably will be one. And if anything changes, I will tweet and post on the Discord. If there's no stream, if there's no session, I'll do another stream of something more casual. So there will most likely be a stream on Wednesday no matter what, because I think I will probably have the time. But it'll be a shorter stream. And then next Sunday, I don't think there's anything that interferes, so we'll have another Seas of Sand. But yeah, that was a fun session. Even if it was a little shorter, we still got some stuff done and learned some interesting things. All right. As for other bookkeeping that's not this, tomorrow I am going to be guest starring on another stream.
Hey.
Which is partially why my schedule is filling up even more so than it already has been, but I think I'll have the time to do this. I've rearranged some stuff so that I do. But yeah, tomorrow I will be guest starring on Tavernaut's stream. Doing he does table talks where they discuss DM perspective things. You guys have probably seen Tavernaut around here before. He's raided our channel a few times. He helped push us over, I think, 50 when we were trying to get affiliate. So we were grateful for that. So I'll be joining him and a few other people, but I'll leave him to announce that because tomorrow is the launch of Strixhaven, the new source / adventure. I guess there's adventures in it for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, involving arcane colleges and all sorts of stuff in that area. So obviously that is sort of my area of expertise. So we'll be reading through that, discussing elements of it. I think he's doing some sort of giveaway as well. So yeah, that will be. I believe he's in a different time zone than us North Americans. So it's gonna be a little bit early for some of you, but he will still have VODs if you want to catch it later. And so I believe it is 3 p.m. Eastern for us, so pretty early in the day. Like I said, I had to rearrange some stuff, but there will still be VODs, and it'll probably go on for a little bit. So if you're not able to tune in right away, that's all right. But yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for a table talk involving the Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos sourcebook that we'll be releasing then. He is doing a giveaway. I think it is a giveaway of a copy of the source book to someone in chat who shows up, but I don't really know much more details about it than that, so I will leave it to him to talk about that later. And then he says that he also has a special announcement during that stream. So you'll hear more about that tomorrow. I won't say anything else. So yeah, if you want to tune in and join in on that discussion and see a little bit about Strixhaven, and you have the time to do so, please do so. But yeah, so that's all I had to announce. I believe he will be probably tweeting about it, and when he does so, then I will too. But yeah, so that will be occurring tomorrow. Other than that, that's all I have to say. Do you guys have anything to add?
Thank you for
Please
DMing.
prime.
Thank you for playing. This is a fun roleplay session. There was lots of really fun moments. Bits that I enjoyed was I had a very good time throwing that little wrench into Tipper's plan. That was very fun. Thank you for that. I was sitting there as you guys planned the entire time, just like, oh yeah, I'm about to ruin this, guys.
God damn it.
But that was really enjoyable, and the kid gang was a blast too. So yeah, lots
I
of
like
fun
how
little.
you forgot about
So-
the whole thing.
So if anyone is looking at the VOD or going back, you can see me like panic asking chat what that kid's name was because I totally forgot.
Oh yeah,
But luckily she became in clutch with the reveal that it was in fact Robert, and I didn't have to go hunt through my notes. But yeah. So that was a really fun session. That's all I have to add. I'll do my little wrap-up spiel. If you want to see any schedule changes or new things that I'm shifting around to, if I'm moving dates or if I'm doing new things, you can follow my Twitter at GrandLorian. Link is there. For announcements, I also sometimes retweet any fan art that gets sent our way. So check that out. You can also join our Discord for similar things. It's not just for players, it's for anybody who wants to join. We just talk a ton about D&D in general, as well as memes related to all the campaigns. There's chat channels for all the different campaigns I run on this channel, as well as some older ones. There's a dedicated art channel, so you can scroll back through that and see all the amazing fan art that's been done. All of it is amazing. So yeah. Feel free to join that. All the campaigns that I run on this channel take place in a persistent world, obviously called Grand Lorien. It is a living world, so anything that occurs in one campaign could affect others as well. And future campaigns down the road can be shaped by consequences of actions taken in earlier ones. If you want to learn more about that living world, you can check out our World Anvil link right there. It's also down in the About section on my Twitch, if you're looking for it. Basically just has factions, deities, locations, even some characters that exist within the living world. So if you want to do a little bit of background research, maybe understand some of the smaller references of things that we talk about, if we're randomly talking about gods and stuff like that, you can check those out. For reference, this current campaign that you just watched today takes place in Middlemere, and the city of Glory Bell to the south side of the kingdom. If you want to look into what this continent, or this, well, I guess it's kind of a continent, what this kingdom looks like in its total. If you want to look at some of the other areas, you can do so. If you ever miss a stream, you can check out our archive. I move all the VODs from Twitch over to YouTube, just Grand Lorien on YouTube, as it's spelled here. So if you ever do miss something, it will be there for you to watch later. And if you want to go back and catch up on stuff, that's a good way to do it. And there's also some campaigns that have already ended if you want to go back and see some of the interesting things that occurred in those, or maybe get caught up on something like Classic Crows, because they will be eventually returning. So it's a good chance to get caught up on some stuff. But yeah, other than that, drop a follow if you haven't. Or use Twitch Prime, I suppose, if you haven't either. But when we hit 100 followers, I'll reveal something that I have not revealed yet. So we're looking forward to that. So you'll make everybody very happy if you are the person who helps push us towards our 100. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching. It's been a fun stream as always. And I will see you guys next time. If not tomorrow, then later. If not Wednesday, then later. I'll see you on whatever stream you decide to tune into. Have a good night, and take care.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Good night.